know why I feel this way. Every day I wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stay. Play on the server the TimeShot way.
Hello people, it's Poet, and we're on TimeShot, as is obvious. Now, I just finished watching the episode that Win and Huck posted, which was a fairly long rant, and Magnius joined them in the end, I think, and it continued the rant about the lack of a pathway from their area to the spawn. Now, with that said, the funny thing about it is that when it was actually both me and Code decided to put this river in, I won't take all the blame for it. But what happened was we looked at this road that was coming underneath the bridge, and it was crooked. It wasn't centered under the bridge, so we thought, okay, well, you know, we're gonna have to center the road. You know, make it maybe more like over here, where the river is. And it wouldn't really connect up with spawn. So we'd have to, like, curve the road, or figure something else out that way. We decided on this river instead, with the full intention of taking this pathway to Liam's completely out. Because I never really associated this pathway as being the pathway to Liam's, and also to Win, and also to Huck, and also to Zeshin, and also to anybody else who's on this side of the world. I don't know really why I didn't think about that. But Liam doesn't want a bridge to his house. In fact, he hates that spruce road a lot. He makes note of that often in the TimeShot chat. And so I think I'm going to do him the favor and completely dig up that road now. Like, completely. And his house doesn't really need one, because it doesn't have a door, which is something that's always bothered me. And in fact, I think we are going to solve that for our dear friend right now. Actually, I have one right here. We're going to build Liam a door. I think it's only fitting. I got everything I need. And then I'm going to go and start, just slowly start. I'm not going to do the whole thing here on camera. I do lots of my building and stuff off camera. But I'll try to maybe do a little bit of it here, just so that it doesn't take me forever off of camera either. Now, Liam doesn't have a doorway, but I really think that he does need one. So I'm going to take the liberty of building him one. I'm sure he'll appreciate it very much. And let's see, how do we do this now? Hello. Go like this. Go like that. Go like that. And there's his door. It's perfect. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll put a sign. And I'll say, I have just what this house needs. Poet. There we go. That's fitting. I think it works. But since he doesn't actually have a door, he doesn't really. That door won't stay. I'm sure it won't. This is my non-silk touch. Yes. My non-fortune as well, I guess I could say. I was on my way to give Edson his diamonds. I got them in my inventory. He is online. My name is Edson. Check him out on the YouTubers. And he actually, we talked about it earlier today. I said, like, look, I'll pay you back. And he said, no. He did 2 enchants. Get this luck. He did 2 enchants. And both of them... Cow Island full of happy cows for life. I'm gonna not break that sign right now. But anyway, he did 2 enchants, and both of them gave him Fortune 3. So he was more than happy to give me one. Didn't feel like he had wasted any resources getting it. So I appreciate that. That was very nice of him. I'm not picking up any of this stuff, and my inventory is, for the most part, filled with great things, so I gotta think about this. I gotta empty some of this in this chest is what I'll do. Ooh, a little bit of lag on with good old Edson from the UK online. That's alright. I don't mind a little tiny delay here and there. Things like opening chests and stuff are not affected, so I'm okay. Oops. Keep that with me. I started getting sugarcane. I was actually gonna, in this episode, build a sugarcane farm. I got a stack in 5 that I borrowed from MK's farm. I need to keep that on me as well. Alright. So now that my inventory is a little bit purged, I can slowly start ripping up this bridge. I don't know that the design will change too much. I know the main design of the bridge, the tiny little bridge that they have going towards Two Girls One Minecraft's house. Nia and Misconduct's house. What I might do is something similar to that, but I do want a little bit of an arch. I don't know. This doesn't really have an arch at all, which, I don't know. I don't care for bridges that are just flat. Flat in that it just goes across like this and has no arch. This has little supports, and one could, you know, kind of make it look a little bit more archy, but we'll see. Maybe it's not even possible without making a humongous bridge like I did there. And I don't want to go that far. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to wait and see what I can come up with. My building, I've been spending a lot more time building things and making things look nice and making things look right. And a lot of people are saying, especially recently, I guess with things coming together and whatnot, certain builds finishing, completing, that I'm suddenly a good builder is kind of the comment that a lot of people are making. And truth be told, I don't think anything's changed. The thing is that I just haven't applied myself to building in the past. When you see things like that crappy hotel that I have on my dinosaur series, or something like that, it's because I didn't have the passion to build on that series. This series is very much a building series. A lot of it has to do with building, and a lot of it, if you didn't have the builds, what would there be? You'd have a dirt field. It would be nothing. This doesn't have a mod to back up on. So really the only thing you've got is the building. So I focus 90% of my attention when I'm on this server to building, and the other 10% to surviving. And so yeah, I mean, building is definitely an aspect of it. And people are saying, well, when you were on Red Cubed, you didn't really build too well either. But to my defense, I mean, obviously, I won't lie. I've improved. I think it's just kind of, I improve by watching what others do. I get little tips and hints and stuff from different servers I join. When I'm looking at a certain way that they do the floor, or I like a way that they did, you know, a little flare on the archways or something. I don't see anything specifically from this bridge or that tower that looks like something I've seen. But I kind of, for example, the banner hanging down, I kind of got that idea, believe it or not, from Fabe's build way over there. The flag that he has, I thought, you know, oh, I like the way that the flag is rippling in the wind and it looks a little bit more realistic. And then I thought to myself, well, I could do a little flag. But then I thought, well, why not just do a whole banner on the side? And then I went into creative, not on this server. I have a single player world where I do a lot of builds. And I kind of, it's just a creative flatland world. And I built a basic tower. Didn't even look anything like this. And then I just started making different banners. So this is actually kind of like the 4th or 5th try at making a banner. It's still not, you know, humongously beautiful or anything like that, but it's okay. It looks all right from the side. People seem to like it. I've watched a few people's perspectives when they've downloaded the world maps from fans, viewers who have videos up of them exploring the world, and often when they see it, it's a lot of oohing and awing. So I appreciate that. I like that. I think that I did all right. The thing about Red Cubed is that for some reason, and I don't really know what it was, in the first season of Red Cubed especially, I posted a lot of content. I had like 100 episodes, but focused my time doing almost nothing. And I think I'm getting better at being able to multitask, which is something that I always struggle with, especially with attention deficit, is to be able to focus on what I'm saying and what I'm doing at the same time. For someone like me, requires more than double the concentration, which I just don't have. Even now, I'm fighting so desperately to not lose my train of thought. I need to borrow some resources here, Liam, buddy. Just 3 pieces of iron. I hope you won't mind. I'll give him 3, and then as a payment for those 3, I'll give him, I don't know. I'll give him the supplies that I just ripped up. Maybe he'll use it. He uses all these stone slabs. He'll probably appreciate that. So there you go. But anyway, I try my best to concentrate on what I'm doing while I'm building and stuff. When I was on Red Cubed, especially Season 1, I would log into the server, I would make my recording, and I always have those serious talks, you know, the ones where I go on and on and on for like an hour. I'm going to get to that in a bit, hopefully I remember as well. But I have these talks, and then I don't really do anything in the episode. I don't have any wood. I need to go get some. I would go into the episode, I would log into the server, I would start to talk. And the entire episode would basically be me jumping around. And this, I watch back at some of them and I laugh at myself. I laugh at how it was, and still is to quite an extent, where I would bounce around back and forth from one side of my base to the other, or even I would just head in one direction and not have any goal in mind, any destination in mind. I would just run in one direction, and that would be the episode. I would talk. And for that reason, back then, I used to say to people, especially back then, that these episodes were more of a podcast than anything else. They weren't really anything to watch, because I didn't do anything. I would just bounce around, and that was it. And I'm getting better at that now. But the thing was that I would log in, do my quick recording. Well, quick. It would be an hour long. I would talk and not do any building, and I would log out, and that would be it. And that would be it. Done. I wouldn't log back into the server for another few days until I was ready to record again. And that's kind of how it went. Over and over and over again. So I never got to actually work on any of the builds that I was doing. That giant dome house that I was doing, I only wish that I could have shown you guys kind of where I was going with that idea in my head. The idea was kind of to have a huge dome structure. Let's pretend that that big one at the top there is the big dome structure. I was going to have these wooden banners coming off the sides. And then what I was going to do is actually build like more domes on top of them and almost like layer them. So you'd have, how can I demonstrate this the best? I don't have any blocks on me really. But you would have one big dome, and then you'd have a little side dome off of that, and then you'd have like a side dome off of that, and then a side dome there, and maybe a bridge, and then one over here. And it was going to be this massive dome city. With it would just look so good. It wouldn't just be flat walls like I did on Red Cubed. The roof was obviously going to change again. There was going to be so much, but huge setbacks happened. For example, the house burnt down 7 times thanks to several of the people on there, and just by random chance the lightning would strike and it was in spawn chunks, so that would happen. And then I wasted a lot of time building different redstone contraptions that I would then dismantle, and I don't know, that server seemed to sap my energy for building, and I never really got to express my creative side. So when Red Cube Season 2 came out, you'll all notice that I started to take a little bit more pride in my builds and actually try to complete things rather than start to work on one thing. Okay, and now I'm going to go and do work on this other thing and completely forget the old thing, and then go work on another thing. And that's kind of how it was on the first server. But on Season 2 of Red Cubed, for those 8 episodes or however many it was, I spent some time on the server, wasn't recording, and just was building, and was starting to get a little bit more passion for building and making things look nice, making things that people could appreciate the view of. It was greatly inspired by the fact that we had this little tiny medieval town going on in those early episodes. Everybody else seemed to be building these really amazing, interesting looking little medieval style buildings, and I didn't have anything. I had a little mountain, so I started building, and that house kind of gave way to what I now have on TimeShot. I think that I've improved it a million times over, but the bottom of the structure at least is very much the same. The inside is sort of similar. I want to expand on it even more, but I think that the main house here on the server that I've done is finished to the point where I can now go on to another area, another build, and not feel like I've completely forgotten about it. I can at least say that I've finished it to the point where I'm happy about it. I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of how it looks. There's nothing about it that really looks completely and entirely unfinished, except, of course, for the wall that goes around it. But that I don't count as the same build. That's each part of that town, that little township. Each little part is its own thing. The wall is maybe a third done or so. So it's still progress. Okay, I don't want to get rid of that sign because I don't want to forget what it says. In fact, I'm going to replace the sign with one over there. So it says, Cow Island full of happy cows for life. I'm going to put a sign here and it'll say, I'm going to drown here. Oops. Can't rest there. There we go. There we go. Let's do this again. Cow Island. Home of happy cows for life, I think is what it says. Cow Island, home of happy cows for life. Just so that I don't forget what it said, and then I can remove it. Cow Island full of happy cows for life. Capitalizing of and for. I don't know about that. I think mine's correct. Anyway, I've been able to start building a little bit more passionately on this server. Spend a little bit more time just to even relax and not have to worry about really the recordings. And I find that when it comes to the recordings, they come naturally, and I don't need to bounce around. It still happens from time to time, especially near the end of the episode. You'll always note near the end of the episode, I'll often, when I'm saying, okay, goodbye, no, by the way, you guys can donate and stuff, I'll bounce around and not really have any goal in mind. But that's because I kind of want to get out of there and go do something else, make myself some dinner or something. Sand, there we go. I have sand on my bar because I was actually going to go and make a farm for sugarcane. I was going to actually build one for myself. You know what? I think I'm just going to work on this a few minutes more maybe, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to start getting rid of the rest of these stone slabs. One thing that I really do think that I need to work on, especially after some of the comments that I've made, and they're not bad comments. They're actually honest to goodness critique, which I appreciate. I don't like negativity. I hate negativity. If someone makes a point of saying something for no reason, and they know that it's a negative comment, I don't like those. I don't appreciate those. Those aren't constructive. Those are deconstructive. Like, for example, the other day, I got a comment saying, actually I posted it on Twitter, saying something like, I'm not even going to watch this episode. And that's all that they said. I'm not going to watch this. I just posted an episode. They posted back, I'm not going to watch this. And that really, it rubbed me the wrong way so bad. And the reason was that, like, I had worked hard to make this series and make it a thing. I had to do a bit of networking in order to even get onto the server. Worked my butt off to edit and upload all those episodes and iterations of it. And then I had someone just comment, well, I'm not even going to watch it. And that was the only comment that they had. Was nothing, you know, I'm not going to watch it because I don't care for Pixelmon. I'm not going to watch it because, you know, I prefer to watch this series. It wasn't even anything that constructive, which is still in itself negative. It was just, I'm not going to watch this. And it sounded very defiant, like, you know, almost implying that they appreciated something else and hated that kind of thing. I could be, of course, assuming the wrong thing. You know what they say about assuming. And keeping an open mind and all that. I've had that talk before. But it sounded negative. I know that people, they speak that way when they're being passive-aggressively negative. And I didn't appreciate it. Ooh, creeper. Hello. And so I basically quipped back and said, you know, if you don't like it, then I'm glad you don't like it. I'm glad you're not going to watch it. Because I don't need that kind of negativity watching it. And they replied back saying, you know, it's not negative that I said that. And I explained that it was. And it kind of got into a little heated flame fest. But bygones be bygones. That's all over and done with. Thing was that, you know, it was a negative comment that had really no purpose. Moving on. I think it's time to move on. This whole thing is basically done. But the criticism part, which is what I started to talk about, of why he shouldn't be negative and stuff. I like the constructive side of things. And the constructive side was basically someone saying that they love my episodes and wish that they could catch up on them, but we're having a little bit of trouble catching up on my episodes because they were long. They were very long episodes. They love the talks and stuff. Enderman, Enderman, Enderman! They will be the demise of this mountain. They will be the demise. But anyway, they liked the content, but they found it so long that it was hard to watch. and not hard to watch in a bad way either, but like what I mean is just difficult to keep up with. And I thought about that and realized that, yeah, my talks can go on for quite a long time, and often I could probably shorten them and still come off with the same effect, get out everything that I need to say if I concentrate a little bit better on what I need to say right away rather than going off on tangents, and also helps especially if I don't repeat myself. So that's something that I'm definitely going to try to work on as well, is just trying to keep things a little bit more short, a little bit more consistent. When a topic is done with, I don't need to really keep going on with the topic. So, I mean, that's the way that it is. But yeah, this build, the wall build, everything like that, I really take passion in it now. Because I can just relax and build, and I don't know why it feels different now, but it is. It just feels different now that I can spend some time collecting the coal that I need for the wall, and then spend an hour while I listen to some song on the radio, or not on the radio, but on the YouTube or whatever it is. Spend some time and just listen to a song and build the wall, and I enjoy just doing that for a long time. People will just see me online for a long amount of time because I'm just sitting here mining, building, and enjoying myself. And that's something that you really have to do when you're a YouTuber, is just find that thing that you enjoy. I have a sign, and that's perfect. So what I'm gonna do now to end this episode off, like I said, we're gonna make them a little bit shorter. Try to. What I'm going to do is put up one of the donor things. Someone donated on Amazon, which is really awesome. I love those ones. I think, is it selfish of me or greedy of me to say that I appreciate... No, I don't appreciate them more. But I find them a little bit more interesting, are the Amazon donors. Because they're just so unique. It's that one thing, you know? So this one was, I believe, an iron item. Couldn't ever imagine it being more than that. I really have to like write down the prices of the things because it doesn't tell me, and then I have to look them up. But here we got another one, and this is an iron one. And this is so cool. I mean, to get these little donations at my door feels like you're winning a prize. Like, oh, here's this thing. This one's from I Miss AK-47. Very violent, the guns and the violence. I Miss AK-47. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, I forgot the message. You know what? I'm going to put a little bit of message there, too. This will be I Miss AK-47. And the comment was, hi, these knives look cool, so here you go. Hope they will serve you well. Enjoy. Got me steak knives. I wanted steak knives. I don't have steak knives in my house. And I've been using this really crappy paring knife without teeth. It's not very sharp. It's something that my mom gave me. And it's what I've been using to cut like everything that I need to cut. So I wanted some nice steak knives. And I put those on there, and they were donated. So I got cool knives. Thank you so much, I Miss AK-47. I appreciate it. You guys can donate too. If you donate with the link, you will get placed in a room like this. Half of the donation will go to charity. And if you want to donate an Amazon item, your name will go in this room over here. And half of the value of it will also go to charity, and that's coming right out of my pocket. So if those knives cost, I think they were $10 or so, half of that, $5, will go to a charity, is what I decided that I would do at the end of the month. And I think we're going to wrap this episode up now. That's all that I really wanted to say and do today. Just kind of a more laid-back episode, chatting about building and improving how you build and things like that. I think just the one thing that's helped me improve my builds was you know, the fact that I can just kind of be a little bit more laid back and relax while I just take time to do it. And of course, not having it burn down every few days definitely helps too. So thank you guys again for watching. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Do all those other awesome things people do. It's really funny that I always do that outro now. That like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. And do all those other awesome things that people do. And I've actually noticed in watching a few other people's videos, see, I'm bouncing around back and forth now while I talk. I've noticed that other people seem to be doing something similar to that as well, which is kind of cute. I think it's funny. I like it. I appreciate it. Even just that kind of paying homage. That's cool. So do like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and do all those other awesome things. I can't even do my own outro. Let other people do it for me. See you guys next time on TimeShot. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, and check out Edson too, if you haven't already. Link in the description. Bye-bye.